Now it is with great pleasure that we introduce to you our esteemed speaker today, Professor Christos Droussiotis. Professor Droussiotis was born and raised in Cyprus, where he attended Keynote High School and the Economic Lyceum in Nicosia. After he completed his army duty, he moved to the United States to pursue his higher education, earning both his bachelor's and master's degrees in business and finance from Fairleigh Dickinson University. He began his professional career at the Bank of America and went on to build an exceptional 30-year career in Wall Street. Over the years, he held senior leadership positions in corporate banking, structured finance, and investment strategy, advising some of the world's largest financial institutions. Along the way, Professor Droussiotis received several distinguished honors, including the Cyprus Diaspora Award for Commerce and Finance and the Entrepreneur of the Year Award from his alma mater, recognizing his impact in both the professional and entrepreneurial arenas. Yet perhaps most inspiring is the next chapter of his story. Motivated by a desire to teach and give back, he made the bold decision to leave the corporate world and dedicate himself to education. He now lectures at Columbia University, Seton Hall University, and Fordham University. He has published 3 books, contributed to several others, and serves as a mentor for aspiring entrepreneurs. As an active investor in early stage ventures, he continues to support young innovators, turning ideas into impact. Professor Droussiotis brings with him not just a wealth of global experience, but a genuine passion for inspiring the next generation. His journey is a testament to lifelong learning, resilience, and purposeful leadership.
Wow, what a beautiful sight, beautiful. I don't know, after Jacqueline's songs, it's like, here some tears are coming out of my eyes because I was there. Good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, graduates, wow, what a day. Families, faculty, and friends. In any gathering that I'm asked to attend with my friends, they always ask me to tell a joke. Hey, give us an anecdote, they say. Tell a joke, Chris. So I'm the kind of guy who always tells a joke to start the day. So because I'm here among friends, that's what we're going to start today. I'm going to tell you a joke. So the joke goes like that. A man was sitting in his house, overlooking the window, and seeing someone coming at 10 o'clock a.m., like a city worker, dig a hole, and then leave. And exactly at 12, somebody come in and just cover the hole and leave. They did this every single day for a few days. So after a few days, the man's curiosity got the best of him. So he walked outside and he asked the city worker, you come at 10 o'clock exact, you dig a hole, somebody comes in at 12 and he covers the hole. What are you actually doing? So the worker answered very proudly. See, my job, he says, is very simple. My job is to dig a hole at 10. And you saw the guy coming at 12, right? He comes in and covers the hole. If the tree planter hasn't shown up at 11, it's not my problem, he says. We just do our job. Now, that's a funny story, but it has a lot of meaning. And I'm going to start there. You can be the best of one thing or two, but to create something meaningful, you need all the pieces to come together. You need teamwork, never be selfish. You need timing, you need communication, and most important, you need a purpose. So graduates, you reached that end of a chapter and what a chapter has been. Some of you will head to university or colleges, others may begin working right away, exploring trades, launching ventures, or chasing dreams that aren't been written in a student's syllabus. Some of young men, I know that they're going to go to the army and serve, and a small but meaningful chapter on its own. But That's the beauty of this moment and tomorrow. Your next step is yours to shape and only yours to shape. As you prepare to begin your own journey, I'd like to share 3 personal stories. Not because I have all the answers, but because I hope they offer a bit of guidance, reassurance, and maybe even inspiration. The first story I'm going to say is from my childhood growing up in Nicosia, Cyprus. The second takes place in the US, where I left Cyprus to study, then graduated from university and began my career as a banker on Wall Street. And the third is more recent. It's coming back to Cyprus, spiritually and physically eventually. When I left banking to become a teacher, a mentor to many of you students, and also entrepreneur. I'm going to title each story, so maybe you can remember it. So my first story is called The Last Pick. So when I was young, growing up in Nicosia, in Cyprus, I wasn't a star athlete. In fact, when we played football, I was the last one picked. No one wanted me to be a striker, not a midfielder, not a defendant. They just stuck me in goal. And portaris, you're going to be a goalkeeper. Of course, at first I felt rejected because nobody wanted that position, right? Everyone wanted to play, and I was stuck back there. But I made a decision. It's going to be like that? Okay. This is my role. I was going to be the best goalkeeper that I could be. I trained, I focused, I watched 100 hours of videos, and back then it wasn't TikTok, it wasn't Instagram. It was actually renting videos from a VHS track and put it into a VHR just to watch how the goalkeepers of my time used to play. So, and eventually, at the university, when I went, I was the #1 goalkeeper of my university. We even won a championship that one year, and I was even drafted by a semi-professional team, Phoenix, in New York, before I had an injury ended and I went back to school to get my MBA. So lesson 1 from this story. You don't always get to choose your role in life, unfortunately, but you can choose to own it, master it, whatever it is, and turn into strength. Your starting point doesn't define your potential. It defines your opportunity from there to grow. My second story is titled, Don't Talk to Customers. After graduating from university with a master's degree, I got a dream job. Bank of America hired me. They used to hire all these Anglo-Saxons, and I was this foreigner. But when I got there, my boss said to me, you have a very heavy accent, nobody understands you. I have this Cypriot accent. So don't talk to customers. Nobody understands you. So sit in the corner, just run numbers. So I sat in my computer running numbers. He says, you're the best at that. And I was. So I did. I ran the numbers for years. They used to call me the Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch is like a cereal box. It's like a cornflakes. And he says Captain Crunch because crunchy, but Crunch is also running numbers. So I was a Captain Crunch for Bank of America. But I knew I wanted more. I wanted to communicate. I felt really, I was jealous that they can't speak so well. And I was there and they had a little complex, I guess, a little bit. They generated a complex on me. So I wanted to contribute in bigger ways. That didn't happen overnight. I even went to my boss and said, I need a speech therapy or something to get my thing, and that's true. And it took years of effort, learning and putting myself in uncomfortable situations. People are laughing. What? Say again? What did you just say? So I was there. But I kept going. And after 20 years later, the same guy that couldn't speak to others, as a professor giving lectures to multiple audiences, and case in point, I'm here in front of you giving the speech, the keynote speech. So that means something, right, for me. So lesson from that. Lesson 2, I call it. Don't let someone else's limitations define your future. It's okay to start small. It's okay. But dream bigger. The roles you are assigned today might not reflect the true voice, but that voice is still inside you, waiting to be heard. So get that voice out. And my last and third story, with the title, A Church One Sunday. It happened recently on a Sunday that I was in church in the US. It's a Greek church. The priest stood in front of the about 100 people and asked a simple question. Who among you is the richest? Everyone looked around, silence, of course. Then he asked, who among you is the most intelligent? Again, no one raised the hand. Finally, he asked, who has the most connections? Still silence. Then he proceeded, the priest, and said, unfortunately, this is how we measure people. This is how we compare one to another, by the size of their wallet, by how many degrees they get, and how many connections they have. And nobody asked the question, who is the happiest? And yet, that's the question that truly matters. That's what should guide how we live. That moment stayed with me for years. And I chased titles. I saw myself chasing titles, promotion, money, and recognition. Until I realized that real fulfillment came not from the next achievement, but from meaning and joy in my day-to-day life. That realization eventually led me to leave banking world and focus on teaching, mentoring, giving back, in other words, and investing in early stage founders right here in Cyprus. We see a young PhD at Starbucks, and I say, what do you do? I do this. Okay, come to me, let's talk. And I would try to get him to use his mind. So I helped many turn their product into impactful ventures. And yes, I'm happier now than I've ever been. So lesson 3 from there. You're young, be ambitious. Strive to make good living, make money. Go after that graduate degree or 2, build your network. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's admirable. But as you climb up, don't lose sight of the ground you came from. Always ask yourself, am I happy? True wealth isn't found only on accomplishments. It's found to the people who love you, your family, your friends, your teachers, and mentors who help shape you. Don't forget them. And here's something I've learned time and time again. Giving is not separate from happiness. Giving is happiness. When you help someone lift another person up or give without expecting anything in return, you begin to build a life of substance, not just for yourself, but for those around you. So graduate class of 2025, here's what I hope you carry with you as you leave this chapter behind. Be excellent at what you do, but also learn what others do, so you can build something greater together. Embrace the roles you're given, even when they are unexpected. But never stop growing into the person you aspire to become. And don't just chase titles, salaries, and followers. Pursue the life rooted in happiness, purpose, and meaning. Stay grounded in the people who truly matter. Your family, your teachers, and the friends who walk beside you. Because at the end of the day, no one remembers how fast and how good you dug that hole, or how nice you cleared that hole. You filled in, how nice you filled it in. They remember whether something beautiful was planted there. Graduates, you're ready. You have the talent, the tools, and the timing. Now go out there and plant something meaningful. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Droussiotis, for the amazing work and the inspiring field that you dedicate yourself to. Thank you.
Now it's time to give another exceptional student